Hey guys. So, my wife Sammy and I wanted to make a video real quick. Coming up on our 2-year anniversary of our wedding. It's crazy. It's going to be on the 23rd of October this month. And a lot has happened in 2 years. We started out as just a young couple getting hitched at the hitching post. And nobody thought that was a good idea.
But it even goes further back than that.
Well, I guess it does go further back than that.
Well, we met down at the coffee shop, and
Well, we even met before that.
yeah, we did.
We met at a theme park.
Yeah.
It's called Silverwood. For
was-
those of you who aren't in the area.
I was working there, and like he came up and he had a dermal in his chest, and he was like, he was friends with my boss, and so he was showing my boss, and I was like in the back like messing with my gloves or something, and I like peeked out, and I was like, dang, that guy is hot, but I bet he has a girlfriend. And plus, what's so special about his dermal? Woo!
And I was like, a woman in the kitchen, that's where she belongs. Not really. But no, I was stopping by to show my friend my new tattoo on my side, and everyone was oogling over my piercing, and she didn't really care, but deep down inside she cared. So we fast forward a week, and we're at a coffee shop downtown, and I'm actually with my friend, her
Who
boss.
was my boss?
And he walked over to her, and I didn't want to be alone, so I walked over with him and introduced myself, and we talked for a little while.
Talked about gauges.
Yeah, we talked
Because I
about
had
gauges.
bigger gauges, and he wanted some bigger gauges.
Yeah. I had just closed down my ears and was regretting my decision, so I wanted to open them back up. And her and I talked a while, and she was with her lesbian friend, so I assumed she was a lesbian also, which was kind of funny.
Of course.
But we exchanged phone numbers and started talking that night.
Well, it was like exchange phone numbers, and then I left, and then my friend's like, oh my gosh, you have got to text him. And I was like, nah, like I'm not going to text him. And I guess he was like thinking the same thing or something. And so he finally texted me, and like the funny thing about it was like it wasn't supposed to be anything serious. Like
No, we were just supposed to be a one-night stand.
Yeah. Basically.
We were
and then
both
it was like
pretty damaged people.
Yeah, we were both like I was divorced. He was like just got out of a really bad relationship, and so we were both just like really messed up. And then it was like we hung out for the first time.
And we were really shy around each
It
other.
was like,
we went downtown.
Can we
We went downtown to this thing called Art on the Green, and I met her 2 sons and her parents, and then we hung out later that day, and we were just really shy around each other. Didn't even hold each other's hands for most of the day.
And neither of us were virgins, so this was like
Yeah,
weird.
we were
like back to being 12. Like, oh my god, should
Yeah.
I let Cody's hand?
But
And then we and then he was living at his ex's house, and so
I was living in her garage.
and
I'd been homeless for like 2 years.
and so it was like before that, like somebody had asked me if he was my boyfriend, and so I was like joking around. I was like, yeah, she totally asked me if like we were going out, and he looks over and he's like, so you wanna? And I'm like, wanna what? You know, I'm like driving along totally clueless. He's like, go out, and I was like, yeah, sure, why not? You know, what's there to lose? And we had been staying over with each other at my house, and then it was like, yeah, he was living at his ex's house.
And I slowly moved over, one backpack at a time.
And I was like thinking, I'm like, this shit's not gonna fly. Like, I cannot have you living at your ex-girlfriend's house. Like, that is not gonna be cool. So one day, we just went over to his ex's house, and I backed my truck up to her garage and loaded all of his shit into my truck.
And I was like, hey, this isn't gonna fly either, you know. Your TV sucks. And your truck doesn't have any bass in it. So I was like, hey, I got speakers and a TV. So I ended up moving up into her house. And into her parents' house.
And then my parents were like, okay, kids, like, all we want you to do is do the dishes
and clean the bathroom.
And clean the bathroom. That was our chores. My parents were pretty cool by that time. Well, and then
6 weeks later.
Yeah, well, it was like, 6 weeks later, we were like driving home, and I was like,
well, we were talking about it. We wanted to get married in the spring of 2010, and then we were talking about it some more, and we thought Halloween would be a really cool idea because I had a friend with property and I had another friend with a band, so we were going to do a masquerade party type wedding. And then I realized I was super poor because I was working at Wendy's. And so I came home from work and I was like, hey, how about we get married Friday? So
it was
we got married on Friday and told
payday.
everybody Thursday night.
Yeah.
Yep, got paid at 10 a.m. and
Yeah,
got married
like
at 11.
11 p.m. We like told my parents, we're like, so, we're getting married. I mean, if you guys want to come, that's cool, but we're getting married tomorrow. You know, we have our marriage license and everything. And it was just like, went down to the courthouse and got married and then went back to my parents' house. And it was like, okay, what now? We're married. So next thing was, get the hell out of my parents' house.
Yeah, we moved into our first apartment, and we
crappy apartment.
we lived there for 2 years, and well, just about 2 years. We moved in January of 2010. We just moved out October 1st.
So yeah, just this month.
Yeah.
Yeah, like 7 days ago.
7 days
We
ago.
just moved.
So it was just about 2 years.
And in that year, a lot happened.
Tons happened.
Yeah. Scarlett happened.
Scarlett was conceived and born.
That was
And
crazy.
we celebrated our first anniversary in the apartment.
And I was huge and pregnant.
I got fired from 2 jobs.
Yeah. And then
started college. And
then that leads us to today, which Scarlett is 11 months old today.
it's crazy. She's getting huge, starting to walk, starting to talk, getting into everything.
Yeah.
I'm currently baby-proofing all of our cabinets.
Yeah. Have to put the little things on them. Have to get one for the toilet, so when somebody comes over, they're like, how do you open this dang thing? I need to pee. Pee it in the sink. I peed in your sink. I didn't know how to get the toilet open.
Another crazy thing that happened is we actually made the Daddy and His Scary Laugh video like 6 months ago.
Yeah.
And just today it broke the 950,000 view mark.
Woohoo.
So we got just a little bit more to 1 million. It's been pretty popular and pretty infamous.
We thank you guys for all of that. Pretty cool.
Tons of thanks.
I would have never thought that. It's just us. We're pretty boring.
Pretty normal.
Very normal. Down to earth.
So yeah, on the 23rd is our anniversary, our second anniversary, and we're gonna go to a Skrillex concert in Spokane.
Wait, I gotta put on my Skrillex glasses.
And we're gonna have tons of fun, and you're probably gonna get smashed.
No.
I'm gonna drive home because I'm not old enough to drink.
Aww.
But
I'm not gonna get smashed. I want to like see Skrillex and I want to be like, oh my gosh, who's on stage? Anyways, well, so here's like video collection from last year. It's been a little bit of a doozy. Lots of change, lots and lots of change. But yes, we did move. I haven't uploaded a video. It's a really nice place.
And for all of your fans who want to come visit my page,
head on over
to Twigs Travesty YouTube channel. We'll put a link in the description. I've got some informational videos, and for all of my fans watching my videos, I'm sorry I've missed a couple days, like 2 weeks worth, but I will get a new video up. I have been using the Rogaine, I promise. And I'm coming up on my 30-day mark here pretty soon. So I will take pictures and compare the difference. And to all of our supporters, thank you very much.
Yes. And Skrillex. Scarlett's sleeping, otherwise she would have been out here, but it's, yeah, it's 1.
In the morning.
She's sleeping, and we need to be there soon. Anyways.
Love you guys.
Bye.
I love you 1, 2, 3, shoo-be-doo. I love you 4. That's more than I can afford, and I can tell someday that I'm gonna say the truth. 1, 2, 3. I love you 5. I've been walking around trying to figure out why I am feeling all the feelings that I have got on my plate. I love you 1, a 2, a 3, she'll be due. I love you 4, that's more than I can afford. And I can tell someday that I'm gonna say the truth. I love you 5 times more than any boyfriend before, 'cause all they really cared about was whether you put out. And I truly believe that this love could be. And I can count 5 times off the top of my head where I sucked it in, 'cause you were hanging with him. And I got something to say. I love you